Gentlemen, let's give it up for Eric Fukusaki, Baile Romance!
Hi, I'm Shunsuke Ochai. This is World Insight Interview. Today we have Eric Fukusaki joining us. Welcome, Eric.
Hello.
Hi.
How
So,
are you?
Eric, you're a musician living in Tokyo,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
now this is your 14th year in Japan?
I guess so. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Wow. An active
Wow.
musician for more than a decade now.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been a professional musician for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's all I've been doing my whole life.
Wow. So we're gonna ask you about, your life. So you're originally from Peru, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Peru till I was 19, I think. Yeah. And my native language is Spanish. Well, I can speak some English, as you can see. And I learned Japanese basically here. So that's it.
But your family is originally from Japan.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm half Japanese, half Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yes, and my great grandparents from Japan are from Kumamoto.
Oh, okay.
So they went to Peru through Nippon Maru,
Oh, really? Wow.
135
Nipponmaru.
years ago. Yeah. With,
What was that? 85 years ago?
135.
135 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. So it's been quite a while. Yeah.
So Nippon Maru is one of the famous Japanese, ships that actually first took off to one of the first ships that took off to the world when Japan opened the borders back in 1860 something, right?
Right.
Wow. So since then, your family has been living in Peru. And are you the first one of your family to actually come to Japan?
I am the only one, maybe. Well, my father came when I was a kid. He stayed for like a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom has visited me, but and my grandma used to live here. But the only one that's living now in Japan, it's myself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have an interesting path that you came to Japan because you wanted to pursue music career, particularly in Japan. Why was that?
In Peru, we have many nodojiman competitions.
Oh, okay. So there's karaoke singing competition.
Karaoke, and when I was 12, I participated in one, and I won it, and I sang Mori Masako's Sensei. Yeah,
Sensei.
and after that, Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I fell in love with the Enka music, so I started singing Enka.
Mm-hmm.
And I sang Enka almost every week in this Japanese community events, and that's it. Yeah.
So how do you describe Enka to those who are not familiar with Japanese? Because that is like really different from J-pop.
Yeah, it is totally. I would describe Enka as one of the most powerful music you can ever listen to. For foreigners, I would say it's like Japanese blues.
Okay, yeah.
It's very soulful and very strong. So I fell in love with that, and then there were many competitions, and I won all of them. There were like 7 competitions. Yeah, in Peru, and then I went to Brazil, and I won 2 cups.
Okay.
As me representing Peru, and then I represented Latin America in Japan. There was another competition here, and when I came to Japan, I really enjoyed the country, so that's why I decided to come a year later, and I was here. Yeah.
So
That's
those competitions were like basically focused on Enka music.
not just Enka.
Oh,
Well,
really?
just the Japanese music itself. You can
Oh,
sing
so
anything.
it
There are
was a
many people that
competition for singing Japanese music only.
only Japanese music.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Mori Masako,
Yeah.
she is very well known as being a mother of this huge Japanese
Yeah.
girl group, One OK
Yeah.
Rock.
Okay. Well,
Main
yeah.
main vocalist Taka's mom is actually
Yeah.
Mori Masako, and
Yeah.
her ex-husband Mori Shinichi is a
Yeah.
huge Enka singer as well.
Yes. I
But
used to sing his song too. Erimo Misaki. Those
Erimo
songs.
Misaki, yeah,
Yes.
Erimo Misaki was written by Yoshida Takuro Yoshida.
Oh.
Yeah, who
Okay.
is actually like the Bob Dylan of Japanese Dylan. Those guys were very active in like 60s and 70s. But
Right.
you were born in, the
90s.
late 90s, right? How did
Yeah.
you like encounter with those music?
Well, my father is a fan of Japanese music. He himself wanted to be a singer, right? And then he kind of gave me, his dreams and well, when he came to Japan, he used to go to karaoke and buy a bunch of CDs when CDs were back then, a thing. And then he bought tons of them, and then he brought them to Peru. And then I would fall in love first with the jacket of the CD, and well, I started singing songs like Hikawa Kiyoshi,
Oh, okay. Hikawa Kiyoshi.
Hikawa Kiyoshi, and also Kita Sakaba, those songs.
Kita Sakaba. Yes. Very popular.
Yes. We started with the very popular, Enka songs. Not just me and my brothers. I have two siblings. I have an older brother and a younger brother, and yeah, we enjoyed singing Enka, Misora Hibari, Erichiemi, those songs. Yeah.
Those are some old school, like, wow, how would I describe Misora Hibari? She's like Dolly Parton, I guess, of Japan.
Yeah. It's like Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald, yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and then you decided to come to Tokyo or Japan, and that was about 14 years ago, which is almost like 2010. How was it?
How was it? Well, at first I had this image of Japan being like more, what we see abroad, like samurai type of, and Asakusa was a reference for me. I thought it would everywhere would be like that, and people wearing kimono, like geisha type of,
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But when I came here, it was a big city, and there were lots of foreigners too. I used to watch a lot of TV dramas, Japanese TV dramas, and that was another image I had. Like an exaggeration of what Japanese culture is. Yeah, that was my first impression.
Yeah. So a lot of people in Peru, or like generally, they have that kind of stereotypical thing about Japan, like kimono, samurai, sushi,
sushi or anime,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, so yeah, but I started learning from culture like little by little, and then I got used to it. I speak some Japanese too now. Back then I couldn't. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So like how did you start out your music career in Japan? You did you have an offer to come
Got an
or
offer from a audition. You know this company called Upfront?
yes, they're very
It's
famous for managing Morning Musume
Morning Musume, you know, Japanese idols and
idols.
stuff. And they wanted to make a unique. Well, I participated in the audition
Hmm.
first, and then they asked me if I wanted to make a duet with another person.
Hmm.
And so I accepted, and we did it. That project lasted for maybe 3 years, and
Hmm.
after then I solo singer, and after then I decided to quit company
Hmm.
and be independent. So that's what I'm doing now.
Wow. So you're on your own now.
I'm on my own.
How,
Yes.
how is it like working in Japanese music industry? Music industry itself is quite
Yeah.
unique around the world, but
Yeah.
and Japanese music industry is, I think, very unique in my
Yeah. Yeah.
point of view. But how do you feel about that?
Well, mainly I sing Japanese music and Latin music at the same time. So it makes it maybe harder for me to have one target, audience.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I see Japanese industry. There's always going to be a market for any type of music
Hmm.
because the population is it's so big, and I have people from all ages, and coming to my concerts, and also from many countries. So
Hmm.
right now that we have internet, you can promote your stuff through Instagram. That's what I use.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I would say I enjoy it very much. Yeah, I really like small gigs, very intimate space. And I usually perform at this place called Bodeguita, which is a Cuban spot, Cuban bar that's in Shimokitazawa.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I make small shows from, 10 to 25 people there.
Hmm.
So and but I also sing when they invite me to other type of concerts like bigger ones, halls. Back then when I was an artist for Upfront,
Hmm.
I used to perform in bigger places, like even we perform in stadiums and stuff. But I enjoy music. Like if I'm able to sing and there's one person there listening, I'm happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, you mentioned about the type of music that you do. You started out from Enka, but you're different, you're doing different things. What style of music are you doing these days?
I would call it myself because I just compose what comes from my heart, and I would say it's kind of like a Latin ballad type of song,
Hmm.
and some of them are in Japanese, some of them are in Spanish, some of them are blended. I mix Japanese music, Japanese with English and Spanish all at once in one song, and I would say I have many influences from funk to jazz, well, obviously J-pop, and even Enka.
Hmm.
So you might find some riffs that I use in my music that comes from Enka. Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned very like I wouldn't say old school, but classic,
Classic.
artists like Mori Masako or Misora Hibari,
Yeah.
Eric But like who are you interested in like who would you recommend to listen right now? Like
Oh,
act
right now.
right now to
Right
like the
now,
people who doesn't really listen to Japanese music.
Japanese. Well, Yamashita Tatsuro
Oh,
is
okay.
one of them. Tamaki Koji.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I love his music. You know, I love their music. I think it's because at that time, Japanese people was like evolving from Enka to this new thing that they call it AOR. What was it? AOR?
AOR or Yamashita Tatsuro is
Yeah.
known as
Hip
like
hop.
city pop right
Yeah.
now. And
Yes.
Tamaki Koji was considered as new music or something like that
New
back in the
music.
80s. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I really like soulful music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like when you listen to that song and it makes you, you know, give you chills, makes you want to cry. Those kind of music is what I like. And Yamashita Tatsuro is very deep. Yeah. I would recommend totally Yamashita Tatsuro. And Misora Hibari.
Of course, legend. And yeah, well, lastly, how would you like describe? Well, it's probably really hard to articulate it, but how would you describe the uniqueness of Japanese music?
Oh, melody wise and harmony wise, there's a pattern. I think there's a pattern for Japanese music, but I think it's very connected to the culture itself. You know, omoiyari だったりとか. You know, I don't know how to say omoiyari in English.
Omoiyari should be like universal language now. It's like it's more than little. It's little more than taking care about others or thinking about others, right?
Yeah, thinking about others. So the tempo of the music itself, when you listen to some J-pop, there's always gonna be that thing that's connected. Omoiyari, you know. When I listen to J-pop, any J-pop, I feel that energy, you know, that you're adapting to some. It's like even kizukai, right? You adapt the music to be understandable, and I think before I misunderstood that, I thought, oh, that's quite simple, you know. For me, it was simple, but then I realized it was more than that. It was like this connection. Wow, that has.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting way of thinking. I've never listened to it like that. Omoiyari and kizukai is more like a kindness or thinking about others. It's more in the soul than in the pattern of the beats or the melody, I guess.
Yeah. I feel it everywhere. You know, when I listen to any Japanese music, I feel that, and I also want to apply that into my music. So, for instance, you know, Tamaki Koji-san said one time that he when he sings, it's like he's singing a komori uta, you know, a lullaby. Right, and that kind of feeling is something I want to apply in my music. I also have a song called Yume Miru Toki that's a lullaby, and it has this tempo, the Japanese tempo, the Japanese type of vibe, and yeah, so that's it.
All right, cool. Thank you for sharing us with that. That was a very new perspective for me, for the take of Japanese music. So thank you very much for joining us. If you have anything that you want the viewers to know or any information that you want to kind of give out to.
Oh yeah, so please follow me on Instagram. I'm as at Mark EricFukusaki, Eric Fukusaki. That's my name. And follow me for more info. I'll be uploading, you know, shows, information, and other stuff too. You know, like I do live streaming every once in a while. So yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you, Eric, for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
見るとき眠れ眠れ月の下で瞳を 空の黒いキャンバスで小さな声で魔法をかけてそれぞれの歌で愛に染めて眠れ眠れ月の下で瞳を閉じて心を開いてDuerme bajo la luna Descansa ya pasó Cierra tus lindos ojos Abre tu corazón Kimi ni kono uta o sasage願いを込めて描こう静かな今夜は